Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Presley, and in this video today, I'm going to be giving you my full review for Absolute Martian Manhunter Volume 1 Martian Vision. So let's jump right into it. Now, Absolute Martian Manhunter was a book that was released on November 18th, 2025. The writer is Denise Camp with art and colors by Javier Rodriguez. I was super excited for this book. This is the fourth Absolute review that I'll be doing now. I did these in alphabetical order, so Martian Manhunter comes number 4. And yes, I thought this book was absolutely amazing. I'm going to be breaking this review down into a bunch of different criteria, and the first one is going to be Javier Rodriguez's artwork. Now, if anybody has read Martian Manhunter yet, they know, and I completely agree with them, that the artwork is absolutely beautiful. It is very trippy, very psychedelic, very weird. A lot of weird geometry going on here, a lot of smoke, a lot of very interesting poppy colors throughout here. I'm going to throw panels on screen right now while I talk about it. But yes, Javier Rodriguez's artwork absolutely fits this story perfectly. I adore what he's doing with the Martian himself. The fact that John Jones, this agent, is seeing visions of this Martian and he's becoming the Martian. It's so cool. I absolutely adore the character designs throughout here. His artwork is super unique. It feels very, very old school, and I happen to adore it. I think it fits the story beautifully. It's very hazy, it's very mellow, and I think it just creates this very cool tone for the entire book. I adored it. I thought Javier Rodriguez killed it. It's perfect for this book, and I give the artwork a 5 stars out of 5. Now let's talk about the world building and the atmosphere itself. Again, this goes hand in hand with Rodriguez's artwork, but I love the world throughout here. I love how people are being infected by this white Martian, because yes, the main villain in here is the white Martian, and John Jones, the guy who is seeing the Martian, he is being affected by the world around him in very weird and interesting ways. He sees the lives and the inner thoughts and the emotions of all these people around him. The world feels very lived in, because as he just walks down the streets are drenched in darkness or in light, depending on what time it is. And you can see the emotions of everybody walking around. You can see what people are thinking, what people are feeling. I love it. The mood feels very tense at times because these people have no idea that they're in danger. He can see that they are, but they have absolutely no clue. I love it. And there's even an issue in here where the heat literally gets turned up and the sun is beaming. Nobody has any idea why, but he can understand why. I think it's so cool. I adore the world building throughout here. I'm also giving it a 5 stars out of 5 because not only is the artwork great, but Denise Camp's writing throughout here, he just creates that tension, he creates that great atmosphere, and overall the world is one of the best parts of this entire book. Now, next, we're going to talk about the story and the progression. I love the story throughout here. It's very much a mystery, and as it goes on, we're uncovering more about what's actually happening. Why is the Martian here? Why is John Jones the one being affected by the Martian? Who is the white Martian? I loved it. I thought the story throughout here flowed very, very nicely. From the beginning, John Jones is confused, and then as he moves along throughout each of these issues, he starts gaining more understanding. The Martian starts becoming clearer, because at the beginning they make it very clear that the Martian is still kind of adapting to the Earth's language, and so he gets smarter as it goes along, and he's able to convey emotion to John Jones easier as we go out throughout the book. I loved it. I really, really loved the story throughout here. There's a lot of great climactic parts in each of these issues, but especially towards the end of this first volume here, when the Martian is fighting the white Martian and John Jones is fighting these thugs. I think it's great. One amazing thing throughout here is that Javier Rodriguez uses a lot of shadow to portray storytelling. For example, when John Jones is out at night and he's underneath a light post, you'll see him walking there, but then you'll see the shadow of the Martian on a wall. It's super cool, super interesting, makes for a really dynamic story where not only are we getting fight scenes with an actual human, but we're getting fight scenes with shadows and light as well. Super cool. I'm giving the story a 5 stars out of 5 here. I really, really dug every aspect of it. And now, speaking of characters, not only is John Jones amazing, the main FBI guy here, also the Martian. The white Martian is a very, very cool, interesting villain, and he's almost not a character. The white Martian here is mainly a metaphor and kind of an example. He's not really a physical thing. He kind of imbues other people with this white light. He heats them up, he manipulates them, he brings out their true intentions and their dark deep emotions and their darkness themselves. It's really, really good. But not only that, I think the wife here and the son are some of the best characters in the entire book. Now, Bridget is John Jones's wife, and they're having marital problems. And as we go on throughout the story, they're getting worse and worse, and they're intensifying as John Jones starts succumbing to this Martian and this alternate personality almost. Their marriage is suffering. Their son feels estranged from them. And even though John Jones can see into the future, he can see what's happening, he still does not know how to fix this with his wife because he's being very off-putting. He's being very shallow and very silent and very secretive towards her. I love their dynamic. I thought that that was one of the best parts of this entire book. It really makes for great character development too, because towards the end, we may or may not be resolving things. I don't want to spoil that for you in case you haven't read it. But yes, I think the marital tension throughout here was great. I love the dynamic between John Jones and his son, and then the two Martian characters throughout here as well. Very, very well done. Easily give this section a 5 stars out of 5. And yes, speaking of the White Martian, he is really, really cool, and this is a section I wanted to talk about him specifically. He is very much a metaphor throughout here, and one way they use that metaphor is by him taking this almost like hieroglyphic looking figure with a white head and taking that white head and putting it as the sun of the book. It is so cool. And again, it sounds so weird. When you understand and read the book, you'll get it a bit more, so I can't really fully explain it here. But yes, the White Martian, he brings out a lot of negative emotions in people. He heats them up, and what I mean by that is he literally turns up the heat, makes them more aggravated, makes them more agitated and angry. And he really is just a personification of darkness and people's deep down intrusive thoughts and emotions. I thought it was great. It made for a very, very creepy and tense conflict between our main characters, because how do you fight something that you can't really see? And how do you fight something that isn't really there? It's more of a metaphor for something there. And they actually do explain it in the book. The Martian goes all metaphorical and he fights the White Martian. It's super cool. A lot of great polygons and geometrical shapes here. I loved it. I gave the villain a 4.75 stars out of 5 because I thought it was great and basically perfect. Now, just to wrap up this entire review, I truly dug this book. You're going to see in a moment what rating I gave it, but this was such a big surprise for me. I love the artwork. I love the atmosphere. And a lot of people have been telling me that this was one of their favorites and one of the most underrated, because I not really heard people talking about it. Everybody was talking about the Superman and, of course, the Batman book. But the Martian Manhunter book is really, really surprising, really great, and you're going to see my rating right now. So yes, to absolutely no surprise to anyone, this is going to be getting a easy 5 stars out of 5 from me. I loved it. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read it already. If you have, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? And most importantly, what is your rating? I gave it a 5 stars out of 5. If you haven't read it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite book besides the Batman book so far in the Absolute universe. With that being said, thank you so very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you later.